Isaac Newton, the man who unraveled gravity, the architect of modern physics, the foundation upon which the modern scientific world was built. You were taught that Newton was the ultimate rationalist, a man of pure reason, a scientist who separated truth from superstition. But that is not the full story. Newton devoted far more of his life to alchemy than he ever did to physics, not as a curiosity, not as a pastime. To him, alchemy was sacred work, more important than gravity, more important than optics, more important than mathematics itself. He believed the universe concealed hidden laws, encoded into nature through number, geometry, and symbol. And he believed the keys to those laws were buried inside ancient texts and monumental structures like the Great Pyramid and the Temple of Solomon. Newton did not see the universe as dead matter drifting through empty space. To him, the cosmos was alive. Even stone possessed intelligence. He called these invisible governing forces intelligences, conscious entities that sustained the fabric of reality itself. And he was not alone. Johannes Kepler, the man who discovered the laws of planetary motion, openly admitted that his ideas were drawn from ancient Egyptian wisdom. In his own words, he had stolen the golden vessels of the Egyptians to build a sanctuary for his god. Voltaire, Europe's great prophet of reason, took part in occult rituals throughout the height of his intellectual influence. George Washington invoked a celestial force while founding the city that would bear his name. And Napoleon, when he claimed to be guided by his star, was not speaking metaphorically. He believed a higher intelligence had revealed his destiny. Think carefully about what that means. The very men who helped construct the modern materialist worldview secretly believed in something profoundly different. Newton, Kepler, Voltaire, Washington, Leonardo, Shakespeare, Cervantes, Goethe, Mozart, Beethoven, Dante, not isolated eccentrics, not anomalies, but fragments of the same hidden tradition. An ancient philosophy moving silently beneath history itself, and at every decisive moment in civilization, it was there, hidden in the shadows, shaping events from behind the curtain. Welcome to the Hiram Key. This is the first chapter in a series dedicated to decoding one of the most revealing books ever written on the hidden history of humanity, The Secret History of the World, by Jonathan Black. A man who spent 2 decades studying the teachings of secret societies with direct access to initiates at the highest levels. And what he discovered is that the history we were taught was never the complete story, not even close. If this calls to you, subscribe, because what follows will change the way you see reality itself. Now we arrive at the question that changes everything. Modern science tells us matter came first, that the universe emerged from a meaningless explosion. That consciousness is merely an accident, a side effect of chemistry inside a biological machine. One scientist even described consciousness as a disease of matter. But there exists another tradition, far older, far more dangerous, a tradition taught within the temples of Thebes, Eleusis, and Ephesus, passed from master to disciple through hidden lineages that still survive to this day. And this tradition teaches the exact opposite. Mind came first. Consciousness did not emerge from matter. Matter emerged from consciousness. Even now, the origin of consciousness remains one of the deepest unresolved mysteries in neuroscience. The Gospel of Thomas, discovered in 1945 at Nag Hammadi, preserves one of the most enigmatic sayings attributed to Jesus himself. If the flesh came into being because of spirit, that is a marvel. But if spirit came into being because of the body, that is a marvel of marvels. And yet I marvel most at this, how such immense wealth came to dwell within such poverty. The ancient initiates believed the wealth was the soul, and the poverty, the body that imprisons it. Think about this for a moment. Before anything existed, something had to happen. But if nothing existed, then that first event could not have been physical. There was no matter, no space, no laws. Could the origin of reality itself have been mental? You experience something similar every single day. A thought appears. I will move my hand. An electrical signal travels through the nervous system, and matter obeys thought. To the Egyptian priesthood, to the Hermetic philosophers, to the Kabbalists and alchemists, the universe itself emerged through precisely this process. An impulse arose from another realm, the divine mind, the cosmic intelligence, and entered this world, condensing, descending, solidifying, like crystals forming within a solution. And according to the mystery schools, this process unfolded in stages. Pure ideas first emerged from the cosmic mind. Those ideas condensed into subtler forms of energy, then into gaseous forms, then liquid, and finally, matter, each layer directing the one beneath it, a descending hierarchy of intelligence. And here lies the idea most offensive to the modern materialist worldview. These forces were not unconscious. They possessed intelligence, will, purpose. Different civilizations gave them different names. The Egyptians called them the planetary gods. The Hebrews called them angels and archangels. St. Paul described seraphim, cherubim, thrones, dominions, virtues, powers, and principalities. The Kabbalists called them the Sephiroth. Newton called them intelligences. Different names. The same idea, that the universe is not a dead machine, but a living structure sustained by consciousness itself. And before dismissing this as ancient superstition, consider something strange. In 1935, Erwin Schrödinger proposed his famous thought experiment, Schrödinger's cat. At the quantum level, observation appears to influence reality itself. Consciousness alters physical outcomes. The ancient Egyptian initiates had been teaching precisely this for thousands of years. Niels Bohr once said, "The opposite of a true statement is a false statement, but the opposite of a profound truth may well be another profound truth." These teachings formed the foundation of the ancient mystery schools. From Egypt to Rome, the political and intellectual elite of the ancient world were initiated into these traditions. Plato, Aeschylus, Alexander the Great, Augustus Caesar, Cicero, all underwent rituals designed to alter consciousness itself, so they could perceive reality differently, and the secret was guarded with terrifying seriousness. Those who revealed the mysteries were executed, not metaphorically, literally. Historical records describe young men attempting to spy upon the rites at Ephesus. Their bodies were discovered outside the temple gates the following morning. When Christianity rose to dominance, the mystery schools were destroyed, but the knowledge survived, hidden within secret societies, the Templars, the Rosicrucians, the Freemasons. And through those hidden orders, the ancient worldview continued to shape history from the shadows. Modern science teaches that materialism marked humanity's final liberation from superstition. But according to the secret traditions, materialism was never the destination, only an interruption, a temporary phase necessary for humanity to develop independent thought. But an interruption now approaching its end. The remnants of the ancient wisdom remain everywhere around us, in music, in myth, in architecture, in the hidden geometry of nature, in the stories we tell children before they sleep. The symbols are everywhere. We have simply forgotten how to see them. Materialism did not merely change civilization, it enchanted it. In the next episode, we are going to step inside the mind of someone who lived 2,500 years ago. Someone walking through a forest toward a temple, seeing a world entirely unlike your own. To him, everything was alive. The trees watched, the wind carried intention. Ideas did not emerge from the mind, they arrived from somewhere beyond it. And when you understand that ancient consciousness, you will understand why they built pyramids, why they created mathematics, and what humanity has lost along the way. If you do not want to miss the next chapter, subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week we open another door. The question is whether you are willing to walk through it.